Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Lenox Justifier of Innocence, created by Zeus and Demeter to save humanity. I'm here as the character Josephine, which is Lenox in human form, and with me today is Mr. Buddy the guard dog. He was sent by the ultimate creator to watch over Lenox. Now before we get started, I wanted to say thank you for those of you who've been following along. I really appreciate your likes and your shares, so it helps our channel grow. For those of you who are new, welcome. This is a fantasy justice channel where superheroes and mythological gods unite in the fight to save humanity in order to restore the balance between good and evil. This channel piggybacks off a book series titled Lenox Justifier of Innocence, which is available at all major booksellers, including Amazon. This channel is designed so you can listen to it like an audiobook, or you can watch and enjoy the images, the artwork, and the dramatizations as it goes along the screen. We are based on true crime and real-world events, so some of the subjects may be sensitive in nature and some may even trigger emotional response. Though we do change some of the events a little bit in order to add some dramatic effect, and obviously the characters are based in fantasy, so all the justice is carried out in fantasy and imagination. So we did want to make that clear. In today's story, we're going to be following up on the Diddy case. So we have done a couple of videos in regards to this case, so you can go ahead and watch those, and it'll give you a little bit of a backstory as to where we're at this point. But even if you haven't seen those, you can still get a good idea as to what's going on, and then go back and catch up afterwards. All the videos are in a playlist, and you can see that below. So remember to hit subscribe and share with your friends so you can continue to help our channel grow. Now you want to make sure you stay to the end, because as I said last week, I'm going to be sharing some of the artwork that is going to be featured in the second book of the series that is going to be coming out in a few short months. So I'm going to share some of the pieces, and you guys can help me decide, vote on which ones you think are best, and help me decide on what's going to make it into the final cut. I'm not going to share them all, but I wanted to include you guys and get your input so that we can have the best storyline and images possible. So make sure you stay to the end for that. The other thing I wanted to say is that we had just gone through two back-to-back hurricanes here in Florida, and I wanted to say that I hope you guys have made out okay and that everybody is safe, and hopefully we don't have any more storms going forward. As far as us, we did have some minor damages, but everybody is safe, which is the most important thing. Material possessions can be replaced and fixed, so we are eternally grateful for that, and we hope the same for you guys. So being next week, since it's, the spooky season, we're going to be doing a little bit different storyline and just, cover some like haunting stories instead of going through the series as we typically do. So we're going to take a little break from how we normally do the series and do some spooky week time stuff. So you have that to look forward to. So we'll see you at the end, and enjoy the show. Previously, we had taken a deeper look at the Menendez brothers case, and now we're seeing the connection with the Diddy files.
Hey, Josephine. I'm glad things went well with the Menendez case last week, and they're out.
Hey, Ogard. Thank you for calling in.
We got a lot to talk about.
So we discovered some things when we were taking a deeper look into the Menendez brothers case, and with the new information that and the new details that are out about P. Diddy. So I wanted to discuss that with you in a little bit more detail.
Okay, what is it?
During the deeper look at the case of the Menendez brothers case, we found a connection to a large corporation. This corporation is also connected to many cases and crimes involving some of our favorite performers. They are also connected to the most recent sacrificial lamb, Diddy. You see, Diddy is a complete monster in his own right, and he should be punished, but he's just a pawn in their game of chess. A monster that was created by the executives above him. But Diddy got cocky, and like most arrogant, narcissistic sociopaths, he overestimated his value to the powers above him. He overestimated his intelligence, his talents, and his strategic abilities. See, his operation is merely a game of checkers, while they were playing chess. And the powers above him allowed him to have that, but he got sloppy, and he became a liability. And that is why they chose to sacrifice and exploit him as a way to throw off suspicion from their entire operation and who they are connected to. They're using all the celebrity fallout as smoke and mirrors, banking on the naivety of people. The simple minds that will continue to be clouded by all the celebrity fallouts. But they are underestimating the public. We are not that naive, and we are not that easily clouded. They're doing this so that they can continue to operate their real business beneath the surface unscathed. It is not to say that they don't make money from their legitimate business practices, but they've figured out a way to make more money than they could have ever imagined. Endless amounts of money. And that is what New World slavery.
These people are disgusting.
The harming and using of people is much more profitable and enjoyable to these sick, twisted demons than legitimate success. See, they crave money and they crave sexual perversion and power. They have interwoven themselves into the very core of everyday society, corrupting big industry from food, medicine, entertainment, finance, science, and, of course, our politicians. These are the main ones, big players, and it all ties back to the consumers of people. See, when their profits and powers over the industry were at their peak, they used human transporting services for kicks. But once they've seen the money to be made from it, once they grotesquely felt that pleasure in hurting others, their greed and lust consumed what was left of their souls and what little conscience they had, if any. And they began to cut out that middleman and not only consume people, but transport them. Some of them use their skills and talent, some of these people, for purely sadistic pleasures, and some for both. See, with the rise of social media and stardom and platforms like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, people's access to information is at a click. They can share information easily, and this is a threat to them. It is a threat to their income. It's a threat to them becoming exposed. And that's why they dispose of those who speak out against the machine. It's like Ja Rule warned us. They're uniting in their evil forces, in part, to keep each other in check, to make sure everyone's in line, but most importantly, they want to control the country. They want to use their power and their influence to systematically chip away at the Constitution. See, if they can control the United States, then they can control the world and have more control on the global stage, and that's what they want. See, they're chipping away at people's rights, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, the right to bear arms. They're unsecuring the borders. They're ripping away the moral fabric of society and brainwashing people into believing that what's right is wrong and that all that is immoral is right. They're limiting information and controlling the mainstream media, making this country one big scam. See, instead of it being the land of opportunity and the pursuit of happiness, it's becoming work until you croak, and we will take over 70% of everything you make, but we're going to do it in a manner that you can't keep track. You know your money is disappearing, but you're not really sure where it's going. But if you speak up, they will seek to destroy you, they will discredit you, and might quite possibly end your life altogether. And Diddy, he's just a tip of the iceberg. He's just a small piece. See, Epi, he was just a nugget too. See, and they're all connected in a way. I'm telling you right now, I give Diddy 90 days before they take him out.
Why do you think that is?
Why? They're already setting the scene. They're building the narrative. Oh, he's so miserable. And other inmates are out to get him. The conditions are deplorable. He might not make it. The same old playbook. Yet people still don't see it. I'm not sure if Diddy is truly aware, but he is sitting in a very powerful place right now. If the right people can manage to protect his life, he is key to exposing who the big players are in this operation and who really cares about individual celebrities caught with their pants down. Nobody cares about that. Who cares? Maybe the dumb ones, yes, but I like to give people a little more credit than that.
Yeah, but some of these people, all they care about is the gossip.
Not the people who want a better world. That's why they took Epi out so quickly. They were afraid he was going to use the information that he had to expose a lot of these people and organizations. But Diddy, he is such a celebrity that all eyes are on him. So they have to do it more stealth. And they have to be careful in the manner that they get rid of him. And they need to do it before he has his revelation with God, or his need for self-preservation supersedes his fears. He needs to take the opportunity to expose those above him. He most likely doesn't know the full extent of the operation or how high and how far it goes. But with his insight, they can get more levels above, and from there, keep continuing to dig and figure it out and take it down once and for all. Because as smart as they believe that they are, and as careful as they think they were, they always leave a trail of crumbs. Just as the evil forces have joined, those whose hearts and minds have opened are aligning as well. The problem is that I feel that even if Diddy exposes those above him, the amount of power that these companies have and yield over our country, it'll somehow get buried, you know?
My thoughts exactly.
Oh, yes, I agree. We need fearless leaders that will take on these establishments and break it up and make America, first of all, safe again. We need to expose these companies for what they are and what they are doing. And I have no doubt that it's all connected. I'm going to show you some charts here in a minute. I have no doubt that they're all connected. And even though, some of them will lead up to certain companies, they're intertwined and work together.
You think there's a connection with Trump's assassination attempt?
Oh, it's definitely connected to the assassination attempt. I have no doubt. Because they know that Trump is the wild card. And he cannot be tamed. He cannot be controlled. And he cannot be bought. And that is why they're trying to eliminate him. They are terrified of him. As much as they are trying to systematically break the Constitution and control people and devour people for their sadistic need for power and money, they know that Trump will eventually expose them for what they are. And I hope that the people see this and see that it's not just a mere case of one celebrity who's done some awful things or a few celebrities who participated in Diddy's transgressions.
I hope so. Where do you think this will all lead?
Yes. And I believe that it's going to lead into the dark underbelly of what is transpiring in this country and what is being controlled by these mega conglomerate businesses that have become monopolies and have mutual agreements to work not only independently of each other, but beside each other, because they have the same common interests. Isolated these incidents and these individual criminals might not look like much, or might be, just appalling on their own, but it is part of something much bigger. And when you start connecting those dots, when you start looking at what each one leads to, you start to see the web, and you see how it all comes together, and the intricacies of this complex, dark criminal enterprise that is the underbelly of this country. And they're going to stop at nothing to retain power and continue their mission towards world domination.
I'm going to start seeing what information I can find on my side. What are you going to work on first?
I'm going to be working with Amalia to put these charts together so that you can see what we've discovered and how we feel things are connecting. It's like a pyramid, with all the different levels from the bottom up. It'll give you a visual so you can see all these recent crimes, that have happened in the last 5 years, and see how they connect, and who they were under. It goes back a lot, for years. Ever since, we saw the connection in the Menendez case. We need to figure out all the levels and who's on top. I have an idea of who I think it is, but I can't go on suspicion alone. We need to investigate and get a clear picture of what is going on. I'll need you and Amalia to help me work on that.
I will get to work on this right away. We need to get to the bottom of this and get things straightened out here. Then we're going to have to deal with the threats of Putin Tarot and everything that he is in the process of putting together. He's currently been distracted with what's going on in Ukraine, but that distraction is not going to last long. He started to set his sights on other things, and he's just waiting for America to be weak enough so that he can attack with the help of China.
Oh God, let's just hope it's not going to come to that. Let's get this situated and bring all of this down and make our country strong again so that we can continue to combat evil across the globe. Let's hope that China is smart enough to realize not to align themselves with somebody as evil as Putin Tarot. That'll never have a positive outcome for them. He turns on everyone, and he will turn on them.
Where do you think Olba Kastanama fits into all this?
Olba Kastanama is evil in his own right, but he does not yield the same type of power that Putin Tarot does. He's just another one of the pawns who believes he has more power than he actually does. But if you've noticed that in recent times, they allowed a lot of his indiscretions and just suspicions that have surrounded him to be exposed, showing his weakness. His usefulness is coming to an end, and he knows it.
Interesting. What do you think this means?
We might be able to use this to our advantage. Let's get to work on the charts and put these pieces together. I'm going to go see if I can talk to Diddy myself and get him to expose those above him. Once he realizes the power that he has in this moment, we might be able to get him to use it for some good. In his way, in his mind, I'm sure he doesn't care about that. He probably just cares about self-preservation. But maybe we can get him to repent and do some good with the information that he has. Oh, he's still going to be punished. But at least he'll still have his life.
True. That's more mercy than they would give him.
All right. I'll see you later. So thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. As I promised, I'm going to be putting up some artwork so that you guys can help me decide what's going to go into the second book. So I hope you enjoyed the pieces that I have for you. I'm going to put them up above with numbers on them. And you can vote in the comments below and let me know which ones you think should make it into the series, into the second book series. So enjoy, guys. Let me know. Also, remember, next week we're going to pause on this storyline and we're going to do some haunting stories for spooky time since Halloween is just around the corner. So we're going to have a little fun with that. So you'll have that to look forward to. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your week. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, please take care of yourselves, take care of your kids, and God bless. Say bye, buddy. See you next week.